sa Leyte also. Let me give you the background. Okay? At 10:30, at 8 o'clock last night, Senator Bam Aquino called me up and gave me a tip that there was chatter in Tacloban that there was an impending mass shooting that was about to occur. I immediately referred it to the CIDG, which did an investigation. And here are the results of the investigation. Okay? Hindi marinig? Liyuko pa ako eh. Wala bang... Oh, okay na? Okay na? Hindi pwede lakasan ng volume? Okay? Okay. Okay. Let me read to you the report of the CIDG. Date, June 24, 2026. This report addresses... let me begin again, okay? At 8 o'clock p.m. last night, Senator Bam Aquino called me, and to my estimation, he was in Tacloban. He gave me a tip na sabi niya may chatter daw sa Tacloban na mayroon pang isang impending mass shooting na mangyayari sa Leyte. Ang binigay niyang pangalan, may binigay siyang pangalan at in-investigate kagad namin. So salamat kay Senator Bam Aquino. Ang nakalagay sa report, this report addresses the alleged threat at Tolosa National High School of Tolosa, Leyte. The suspect is accused of planning a mass shooting or stabbing aimed at the school students. The following message written in vernacular was retrieved. And you're gonna have to excuse me, hindi po ako marunong magwaray. Pero ibibigay ko na lang ang translation. Okay? Translation, and it is very rough. Translation, pinost niya sa Facebook to. Hello, send this to your friends. Yo, from Tolosa, prepare yourselves, especially you, as you owe me. Get ready, I will disrupt the school. You won't know me, but you will recognize me. There's no time, no day. Be prepared for whoever gets shot or stabbed. We don't care. Good luck to you at Tolosa Leyte National High School. In response to the threat, validation, and intelligence gathering, RFU 8 CIDG immediately went to a 14-year-old grade 10 student named Jasmine Golong. 14 years old, grade 10, student at Tolosa National High School. The investigation revealed that she created multiple Facebook accounts to disseminate this content, which spread rapidly across social media, alarming students, parents, and the public. Her identity was confirmed through social media analysis and information from concerned individuals. However, the accounts and individual posts were deleted after engagement with Jasmine, who was hesitant and uncooperative due to the fear of repercussions. Her parents, when approached by Tolosa MPS, refused to provide information about the incident. So again, there was no incident. Pero sinabi niya, nag-post na siya na may mangyayari. Nung nalaman namin, inaktuhan kagad namin. Okay? There are several motives behind this, namely, the incident arose from, this is according to the investigation, the incident arose from Jasmine's personal and family issues. Following engagement with their family and along with investigation results, the threat appears to be neutralized and inactive. No evidence of an organized plan or involvement of others was found, and neither Jasmine nor her family had access to firearms. It is possible that she was influenced by a recent shooting at San Jose National High School. Okay, why is this important? Ito po ay panawagan ko sa lahat ng mga netizens natin. Kung may makita po kayo na kahit anong threat or imminent threat or chatter sa mga group discussions na merong gustong gawing mass shooting or violence to be inflicted, please call 911 and inform right away. Gaano ka-importante ang 911? Within 1 minute of the shooting, tumawag ang teacher sa 911 sarili. Within 5 minutes of the call, dumating na kagad ang first responders. Ito, upon knowledge of a possible threat, pinuntahan kagad ng CIDG ang nag-post at inimbestigahan. It could have been benign, pero pwede maging marahas. But any information, and I repeat, kung may nalalaman po kayo na nagpaplano o merong kausap na gustong gawing kaharasan sa mga eskwelahan o kapwa, pakikatawag kagad sa 911 and we will respond accordingly. Okay, that is the first. Number 2, with regards to the Tolosa incident, everything has been reported. But I have noticed a few infirmities of the law which I will recommend to Congress to revise. Yung report. Yung batas talaga na ano. There are millions of gun owners in the Philippines. Million po yan. I don't have the exact number. Okay, ang registered firearms natin. Pero ang culpability ng may-ari ay napakababa. Sa nangyari doon sa Tacloban, na kinuha ang baril, kung private owner, ang case niya is only civil, walang kriminal. Ako po ay naniniwala na sa lahat na may-ari ng baril, may kaakibang responsibilidad kung paano alagaan to. Dapat to ay naka-safe, dapat to ay under lock and key, at dapat to 100% of the time, ang responsible ay yung gun owner. Maraming advocates ng People for the Responsible Ownership of Guns. Nananawagan ako sa lahat ng mga advocates ng People for the Responsible Ownership of Guns. Tulungan nyo kami para mag-craft ng bagong batas na may responsibility ang gun owner tukol sa kanilang hawak. It is a deadly weapon. It cannot be compared na hiniram ang kotse, tas nakasagasa ng isa, may civil liability ang may-ari ng kotse. Baril to. In this case, ginamit ng estudyante. In case 1, the firearm used was a service pistol of a police officer. That ang charge lang ay malversation. Walang criminal liability ayon sa batas. Pero para sa akin, dapat meron. Kung ikaw ay matapang, kung ikaw ay gusto, hindi matapang, kung ikaw ay may hilig sa baril, o ikaw ay may service firearm, dapat itago yan. Dapat walang nakahawak na iba. In the other case, security guard. Nakalagay rin doon yung baril. Yung dalawang bata, 2 araw nilang pinlano to at alam nila kung saan kukuha ng baril. I recommend to Congress that they rewrite the IRR of gun ownership and the responsibility of owning firearms, and to put a criminal aspect into the illegal use or illegal transfer of their guns. People have to be responsible gun owners or gun operators. People have to take accountability. Sa nangyari dito, wala kaming ma-charge dahil bitin ng batas. Kailangan may liability ang mga taong to. Kailangan may criminal liability yung mga taong ito. Kailangan lahat na may-ari ng baril, lahat na merong lisensyang humawak ng baril, ay responsable sa kanilang pag-handle ng kanilang mga kagamitan. Ito ay maraming pwedeng malubhang mangyayari. Now, having said that, I believe also that games espousing violence like gore box should be permanently banned from the Philippines. I believe desensitizes young people into the elements of death, elements of violence, and elements of murder. I believe that the government, that the Congress also should study the matter kung paano mapigilan to. Questions?
Thank you very much, sir. And we are now ready to accept questions from the media. From UNTV, Ms. Leia Ilagan.
Morning, Sec. Sir, upon verification, yun po bang Jasmine ay doon nag-aaral?
Yes, doon siya nag-aaral.
Sir, background niya, nag-aano din ba siya?
14
Naglalaro
years.
ng
Oo,
online?
14 years old, bigla na lang nag-post ng ganun. Pero mukhang may issues sila ng parents niya. So, hindi pa kompleto eh. Kasi nangyari to alas 11 ng gabi bago siya nakuha. So, we're still debriefing her kung ano talaga ang intent niya. Again, ito ang infirmity ng Juvenile Justice Act. Nakita nyo yung mga bata nag-usap, ay, walang mangyayari sa akin kasi 14 years old lang ako. Pwede ako. Napansin rin na ng mga kapulisan na ginagamit ng mga drug lords na courier ang mga 14-year-olds. Sila ang ginagamit para walang charge. I recommend strongly to Congress that we work together to come up with a more comprehensive law on juvenile justice. And I cannot, hindi naman ako taga